Thank you, Madam President. I rise in opposition of the nomination of Marisa Demeo to be a Superior Court judge in the District of Columbia. I do not believe she has enough judicial experience to sit on the D.C. Superior Court. She's currently serving as a magistrate judge, a position she has held for the past 2.5 years. Although being a magistrate judge is good training for a Superior Court judge, 2 years is not enough for that training. Of the 25 magistrate judges in the District of Columbia, she is one of the least experienced. 19 of the current D.C. magistrate judges have served for 5 years or more, compared to her 2.5. Some have served for decades. In fact, only 3 of her 24 colleagues have served less than Ms. Demeo. Looking at her record, I see she has much more experience working as a lobbyist for a special interest group than a magistrate judge. She was chief lobbyist for the Mexican American Legal Defense and Education Fund, a national Latino civil rights organization, from 1997 to 2004. In this position, she became more well known for her divisive comments that she made against Hispanic Republicans than for her legal expertise. She took on a high-profile role opposing President Bush's nomination of Miguel Estrada, criticizing him in numerous newspaper stories because he did not appear to support her political agenda. During this time, she made personal attacks against him, suggesting he was a traitor to other Hispanics. Let me read from a 2003 article from National Review entitled, "Dems to Miguel Estrada, You're Not Hispanic Enough." Ms. Demeo said, "If the Senate confirms Mr. Estrada, his own personal American dream will come true. But the American dreams of the majority of Hispanics living in this country will come to an end through his future legal decisions." In another press statement, she said, "The most difficult situation for an organization like mine is when a president nominates a Latino who does not reflect, resonate, or associate with the Latino community." Instead of debating these issues, Ms. Demeo tried to convince the media an entire community should think only one way, her way, and that Miguel Estrada was wrong for thinking anything otherwise. To me, this sounds like ethnic bullying. It is dangerous and insulting to believe a particular community should think uniformly, and Ms. Demeo was wrong to do this. Madam President, I was not in the Senate at the time. However, I have come to work closely with Miguel Estrada since that time, especially during my work with the Honduras crisis. He is a patriotic American and one who gave his own time and energy to help us understand the legal issues facing Honduras. I do not doubt for a minute his qualifications to serve on the federal bench. Comments by Ms. Demeo and others questioning Mr. Estrada's credentials, encouraging the filibuster of his nomination, and accusing him of not being authentically Hispanic made the confirmation process very painful for him and his family. This wasn't the only time Ms. Demeo advanced this terrible argument. She used this same line of attack against Linda Chavez, President Bush's nominee to be Secretary of Labor. Ms. Demeo was quoted by the Washington Post in January of 2001 saying, "We generally support nomination of Latinos to important positions, but Linda Chavez could really turn things backwards for the Latino community. We just really question what kinds of effort she is going to put into enforcing affirmative action laws." Ms. Demeo has also attacked those of us in Congress who opposed the amnesty legislation of a couple of years ago, saying we were anti-immigrant and not interested in seeing immigrants become full participants in this country. She strongly opposes English as the official language and says the government must accommodate non-English speakers. She was quoted by the Associated Press in 2003 saying, "Governments have a legal obligation to help those who don't speak English." She demanded that the Census Department use sampling to puff up the number of voters in Hispanic districts. She told National Public Radio in 2001 that raw census data should not be used because it does not fully represent those minority communities who were missed by the census. Instead, she advocated that less accurate sampling data be used to redraw political districts. Ms. Demeo has shown similar disregard for verified information by arguing that photo requirements for voting violates the rights of minority voters. She is also an active proponent of affirmative action, again suggesting to the public that all Latinos are in lockstep agreement on this issue. After the Supreme Court's decision in Grutter, Demeo said all segments of the Latino community supported the continuance of affirmative action. The nation must now also turn and concentrate on ensuring equality of opportunity in our elementary, middle, and high schools. Colleges and universities that use race-conscious admissions have made those universities a better place for everyone to learn. Ms. Demeo has also attacked the definition of traditional marriage. These views have led groups like Eagle Forum, Numbers USA, the Federation of American Immigration Reform, English First, Concerned Women for America, and the Traditionals Value Coalition to oppose Judge Demeo's nomination. Madam President, I assume Ms. Demeo will be confirmed. If she does, I will wish her well in this new position, but I regrettably will vote no on this nomination.